Okay, I am just making sure that we're actually live here. I think we are. I think it's working. Okay, I am just making sure that we're actually live here. I think we are. Okay, let me turn down the volume. Let's see here. I will try to monitor chat as I do this. I'm really bad sometimes. I miss it. Give me a moment to catch it and respond. I do try to respond. Yes, son. Huh?
Daddy Clark wanted me to ask you what you think about these, the pants, if they fit.
They're a little long. But they're okay. They're all right. What do you think? Okay, they look fine to me too. That was my son. Real quick, I'm a dad. Just in case people didn't know, I do have a son. And let's see here. Let's take a look at what we've got going on. We're going to be touring coming up here in just a second. As soon as I get a few of these things sent out, we're going to be touring the Spanish Revival Estate, made with only base game assets. Although you might be able to tell, this is on a 64 by 64 lot, right? So it's great if you have a 64 by 64 lot. You can use it anywhere, no matter what packs you have. As long as they have a 64 by 64 lot, but it will not work just base game, right? You need a 50 by 50 lot. So at the end of this particular session, we're going to move this lot to Oasis and put it on a 50 by 50 lot. So we're gonna adapt it for a 50 by 50 lot. Now, okay, now that's out of the way. This, of course, is the Spanish Revival Estate. This is the third build in a series of 3 that was inspired. I kind of got started on this by the Growing Together expansion pack coming in 2 weeks. I won't actually be here for the launch of that pack. I am taking my son to Washington, D.C., a trip that I've had planned now for months and months, of course. It's our spring break here in Oklahoma. We're going to go on vacation there to Washington, D.C. So I started building these, though, just kind of inspired by that pack. There are no lots large enough, it looks like, in San Sequoia. I think the largest lot is 50 by 40 to hold this estate. There's no way it'll fit on a 50 by 40. No way at all. But I was inspired by that to make these 3 builds for growing together, a family kind of growing through life. The very first build in this set was a starter home, a small 2-bedroom starter home, kind of intended for a small family with maybe like a toddler or a baby and a child. The next home, the second home, was what we typically think of here in the United States as a middle-class suburban home. And both of those homes, again, I was kind of growing a little bit through the decades. The first one, I was feeling a little bit more like the kind of late 70s, early 80s. It had like a carport. That's something in my own area we kind of associate with that era. The second house definitely was the late 80s, early 90s for my area. That sort of middle-class suburban look, American look. And this one is a little bit more modern, I would say. And it is an estate. So obviously this is the family, has grown by winning the lottery, or maybe their business did really well, who knows. But they've grown into this sort of massive estate, right? That was the feeling when I set out to do these 3 packs, or these 3 sets for this pack. Get my head right this morning, get my thoughts going. Okay, so this is the Spanish Revival Estate. As you can see, it's pretty large. It's actually quite large. This is a 64 by 64 lot. I'm going to kind of center it here a little bit. It has pool area in the back and kind of a kids' play area off here to the side. We'll drop down a few floors. There's the first floor. There's no basement in this home. I don't typically make basements, and there's no basement in this home. There is this area here is all just on one level, as is the garage area. Then we have a second level over here, second level here, and that's it. It's just a 2-level house. The way I kind of designed this, my sort of thought process was, this is like a Spanish plaza, right? The whole thing's like a small Spanish town or a Spanish villa. Not villa, village. Or like a Spanish villa, but a Spanish village. And this is the plaza, kind of here in the middle of the village. And then you've got these sort of buildings, surrounding it, including over here. And these two areas that are capped with these skylights, these would be like courtyards in between the buildings. And as we get to those areas, I'll kind of describe how I decorated it on the interior to reflect the fact that it's supposed to be sort of a courtyard, like an outside space, near this plaza, right? Right. Now, the first thing you see as you drive up, of course, is going to be this small structure here. This would be a guest house, really, I guess you would call it. It could also be a sort of staff home or a staff quarters if you were to have a lot of live-in staff on your grounds, right? You could adjust the bedrooms to reflect that, maybe put twin beds in and have maybe 4 live-in staff here on the estate grounds. I'm using it as a guest house. That's my thought, is use it as a guest house. In the case of my family, the family has started off in the starter home with a toddler and a child. And then they moved to the suburban home, right? The middle-class suburban. And the child is now a teenager and the toddler is a child, right? By the time they move here, that teenager is a young adult. The child is a teenager. And they have a 5th child now who has just moved from like toddler to childhood age, right? So maybe the young adult lives here in this guest house. Maybe he's just finished college or is maybe in a master's program or finishing the end of his bachelor's program. So he lives here in this sort of guest house to have some privacy, right? And then it doesn't cost him anything. Maybe he's just starting his career even. Next to the guest house, connected to it of course, is a garage, a 3-car garage. Now, really in an estate this size, I probably would have more like a 4 or 6-car garage. There isn't room really in The Sims 4 to build a true estate, right? A true estate size structure with all of its attendant sort of dependencies, right? Like a garage, like a massive garage. So I did a 3-car garage and I think it turned out pretty well. We'll do the garage first here before we do the guest house. The teenager's a painter. So some of his junk's out here. We've got a woodworking area, the fire sprinkler system, of course, because this house you don't want to burn. And then a few, storage cabinets, some gardening implements, stuff like that. Here in the back, naturally, you have a sort of service motor court. Here in front, you have a more sort of guest motor court. And even the family might drive up here and park their cars and get out to go into the house. And then one of the staff would take the car, drive it around here, and bring it into the garage. Right? This is, of course, the sloped drive up here to the motor court. Slope drive is very easy to make. It's just a roof on the ground. So pretty easy technique there. Someone's riding a bicycle, the garbage out here. We don't have really any garage doors, and I wanted something that looked kind of Spanish, right? Spanish, Southern Californian Spanish. So I just put a couple of sliding glass doors together and called it a garage door. One thing I do want to do real quick, and this isn't on the gallery yet. At the end of this tour, I will put it up on the gallery. And my gallery ID actually is Jason Sterling, RMC. And there'll be a link, though, to it as well after, this goes live, after it goes into save mode. Okay, so that's your motor court and your garage here in the guest house. It is a relatively compact space. You come into a vestibule here, sort of entryway. You've got a small living area, but adequate. I mean, it's not that small. I left a little space over here. I suppose you could do a sort of home office. The guest house is furnished, but not heavily so. I just kind of think of it as, like I said, maybe the young adult lives here, but I haven't really gotten into too much decor in this particular place. But it's got some furniture. It's got a little dining area and a little kitchen. It's actually a pretty adequate house. I mean, you could use this as a little house on a lot somewhere, a little family home. It's small, but it's serviceable. You've got 2 bedrooms upstairs, a slightly larger bedroom here with a desk for an office. Here's a closet area. We don't have closets in base game, but we do have wardrobes. If you have Get Together, you could put the closet here from Get Together real easily. And a small bath. Same thing across the hall. The bedroom's a little bit smaller, but adequate size. I put a little decor into it. There's some pictures on the wall. It has a small bathroom, and this could be designed as kind of a walk-in closet. But again, I'd probably just put the closet from Get Together here. But as a space game, we're just going to use a wardrobe again in that space. And that's it for our guest house, right? Now, once you get past the guest house and the garage, you have 2 main parts of the estate. You have this area here, which I think of as the public area of the house, right? That's what might be considered the formal area of the house. That's the part of the house where they have large parties and large gatherings and events. And especially, let's say they have their own business, right? That's how they're so successful here, is they have their own business and they have a lot of events. They have charitable events. They have events to kind of, support their business. And so let me check something real quick here, make sure I'm still live. So, you've got all that stuff going on. And that's what that part of the house is for, right? That part of the house is for that sort of behavior. Now, this other part, the larger part of the house, this is what we think of as the family part of the house. This is the more private part of the house. The spaces you'll see here in a little bit in this part of the structure are more intimate, okay? They're smaller, they're where the family can be closer together. All the bedrooms are in this part of the house. There are 3 main bedrooms with ensuite bath, and then there is a 4th bedroom that's quite a bit smaller, also has an ensuite bath that they use as a gym. This part of the house also has living, dining, a kitchen, and a family room, right? This house over here, though, this part, the large part, the formal part where they have events and parties, this part also has a living room and a dining room and a library and a kitchen. And we'll look at it first, and then we can compare kind of how it's laid out and its scale to the more family, intimate side of the house. So we'll drop down here, and as you can see right off the bat, it is a large structure. Now, one thing I've had trouble with, I'm going to fix it again. Hopefully, I don't know why it's doing this. You don't actually need stairs there. I did put stairs there for effect, but they'll walk up that single step without any trouble. And if it looks like I'm going to have trouble with this before I upload it, I'll go ahead and in fact, I think I will just leave those stairs out. I keep having trouble with that where it keeps jumping up. You saw it was doing there. Instead of being just one single step, it jumps to 2 steps and lifts up to kind of match this level of the room instead of this level of the room, right? So if we take it out, probably what the problem is that I'm going all the way from side to side. That's why it keeps raising up to this level. So I could either take it out or I could make it just from here to here. let's make it from there to there. Because now that I think about it, I'm sure that's probably the problem. So we'll put this on here. See, it's supposed to look like this, right? Like that. And I think the big problem is like I pull it all the way across, which I like that look better, but then it bounces up and wants to intersect with this level here instead of this level. So yeah, let's just do it like that. Let's not take it all the way across. That should fix that issue. Okay. So right off the bat, when you come in, you have a very large living room, right? You have this very spacious living room. It's got 2 seating areas on each side. I mean, it's so large, it's almost like a hotel. It's almost like a hotel lobby, right? It's not intimate. It's a place where people can spread out, where you can have a lot of people at once. You've got a very large entryway here. Again, more like a hotel or a resort than a family home. Over here to this side, you have a library with, a fireplace. It's really not too large, the library, I think, but besides, well, you got a grand piano over here. And then on this side, you have a dining room, which again is a very large dining room. I mean, all of this space is the dining room. It's a table for 12. Could almost have been a little bit longer, been a table for like, 14 maybe. So, it's not really a place for intimate dining. It's a place for formal dining or party dining or something of that sort. And if we'll come down here and we'll take a long look at this place. It's a really big structure, right? Really, really big. I'll go back here to live mode. This is kind of what it looks like, with the roof on. A lot of natural light can come in. You got this long expanse of room here. It's out to the backyard, out to the front garden, the front sort of motor plaza, dining room, so on and so forth. Now on the other side of this structure, we have a multi-use bathroom. Again, much like, how this is really for entertainment. This is really for entertaining the public. There is a large bathroom. 3 people can use, each side. It could be kind of unisex and people could use any side they want, or you could have male and female. This is supposed to be sort of a janitorial closet. And actually, I guess I just didn't really finish it off. I meant to put stuff in there. I mean, I wasn't going to do much. Again, being limited to base game assets. I'll do that though and put in one of these cabinets. Whoops. Yeah, like that, just so you know, it's sort of a storage closet. Off to this side, we have the kitchen. There's a bar there to make drinks. Again, it's not really a public bar. This is not a middle-class home where you're going to have a family room with a bar in it, right? It's a bar backstage where people will go and mix drinks, bring them out, circulate the room with them. We've got a kitchen with 2 refrigerators, 2 stoves, right? They're going to be doing a lot of catering back here, a lot of cooking back here for a large number of people. This back on this side would be basically, I originally thought about doing it as kind of a butler's room, like a butler's bedroom. I didn't do it that way in the end. I did it as a household manager's office, right? Again, with an estate this size, you probably are going to have someone who's responsible just for overseeing all of the daily, monthly sort of needs of the estate. They're going to make sure everyone gets paid, all of the subcontractors that take care of like all the landscaping and the pool, that sort of stuff. So this is their office here at the estate. It would be a bit like a butler, but I think in this day and age, you would definitely refer to them more as bonjour, Stephanie. I hope I haven't missed you. I said when I started this, I'm really bad about checking chat. Every so often I try to look over, and I just looked over and saw that you had said something. Glad to see you here, by the way. As I was saying, this is a household manager's office. It's a more modern term, I would say for a butler, right? They're going to take care of the details of running this estate on a day-to-day basis. Then we've got, that also connects to the garage so that you can go from side to side through the garage from the guest house to this part. Or if the staff parks back here, they would come in and go in through this door. It's kind of a staff entrance into the kitchen. On the far end of this structure, we just have kind of a little chamber here. You know, this would be for people to go out here to the back to the pool area. I imagine you would use this space in here for changing to go use the pool, maybe, especially if you're coming from the guest house, maybe. There's some cabinets here that would have things related to using the backyard. Towels, robes, I don't know, stuff like that, right? We'll go over the backyard first. Now, at this end of this space is the passageway into the family side of this estate, the family side of this structure. This leads, it's small, it's nondescript, it doesn't grab your attention. It's mostly for the family and staff to go back and forth, you know, from this larger public side to the family side. Now, one thing that I feel like is kind of missing here would be some sort of work of art there on the wall. I don't know why I didn't put anything there. As we're doing this tour, though, I am thinking, wow, you know, that could use something, right? Probably there would be something there. We're going to go ahead and throw some art on there. As I said, this will only go up on the gallery. Once I'm done here with this tour, we'll load it up. So this does give me a chance to grab a few pieces or fix a few things along the way that maybe I missed to begin with. That's a little bit big for that work of art. I think what I'm going to do is go in real quick, and we're going to use the tool mod. I don't know how many people are familiar with it. Probably a lot of people are, especially if you're a builder. We're going to use the tool mod. We're going to scale that a little bit differently. Now, in game, what I just did when I scaled those pictures up, it went from, say, like 100% to 200%. With the tool mod, we can go, instead of going from 1 to 2, we could go to, say, 1.5 or 1.75, which would be 150% or 175% instead of 200%, or anywhere in between, really. We're going to try 1.5 first. So it's going to bring it down to about that size, which is a little more manageable. And we're going to try the same thing with this one. We're going to scale it to 1.5 instead of 2. And see, I think that is a little bit, that's a little bit more realistic for size. And then we'll go back in here to build mode, and we're going to pull that down and just have them a little bit separated there. And move into the family side of the house. Now, as you can see here, coming from the motor court, you climb these steps, go through the sort of loggia here, the sort of portico, leading, on one side you have the massive front doors that lead into the public side of the house. On the private side, you just have solid doors, you know, a little more private. And you come into rooms that are a lot more intimate scaled, right? They are designed for families who sit together and kind of talk and kind of hang out, kind of go about their daily business with each other. I haven't actually play tested this a lot. Let's see while we're going through this tour. I probably ought to make sure it actually works. There's Hooper. He's at his little playhouse there. There is Grant and Reg. I think we'll bring Grant and Reg over here to check out, and Max to check out this room. So let's have Max stop playing with Hooper. He's going to come and have a sit for a while. Looks like he's going to take the day off. Let's just work from home. He's going to work from home. And Grant's going to come in here and sit too. Sit. And sit. Let's make sure this all works. Here we go. Now, as you can see, again, this is intimate scaled. This is family scaled. Over here is a little living room, a little living area. Over here is what I consider the library. Now, again, there's a place to sit over here, sort of living room area, but there's a desk with a computer and then your bookshelves. So it's definitely set up like a library. Reg is coming in to have a seat. Here comes Grant. He's also going to step in here. So far, they've made it around okay. So let's see if he can start a fire. No. So the table is probably way too big for this space, and I was afraid it might be. That's really what I was looking at when I'm like, maybe we better play test this. Let's take that table out. I like it, but it's huge, right? It's really huge. Looks like a 1970s table, kind of. They have these giant tables. When I was a kid, we had one left over from the 70s. Well, I think my parents bought it in 79 is what I think, but it was giant, and it was so big. I remember my mom telling me they actually cut part of the legs off because it's set up too high, and when you were like laying on the sofa, you couldn't see the TV well enough or some such nonsense. I don't know. Anyway, let's find a coffee table here with base game only. Here we go. Could probably use this. Something like that. Now let's see if he is able to start a fire. He should be able to. Yeah, there he goes. And while he's doing that, we're going to have Grant come over here and make sure he can sit on this sofa. And we'll have Reg sit in this chair. And I tell him to stop playing with that. Come sit here. And then when that's Max there, when Max gets done checking out that chair, I'll have him get on the computer for a bit. Now, when you come through the house, of course, I'm going to back out here a little bit. As I said, this is supposed to be a courtyard, right? It's a courtyard between buildings in a Spanish village. So, overlooking the courtyard, a little balcony. Come in here and get in that chair. Over here, though, is the dining room for the family. It's a pretty large space, really, but the table's only a table for 8, so it is going to be more of an intimate sort of space, right? Yes. And it's pretty dark right now. Did the power go out? How much you want to bet the power went out? Oh my gosh, really? I should have known. I should have let me see here if I can fix that. I should have known. Every time I try to do a tour, someone has set it up where you can't have power all day long through the NAP programs. I love Eco Living, by the way. It is actually one of my favorite packs. It really is. And when I'm normally playing and the power suddenly goes out, I'm like, God damn HOA. They shut down the power again. Goddamn HOA environmentalists. That's a lot of fun, but today when I'm doing a tour, I need something. I need a little more control over it. Let me see here. Here we go. Instant repeal. Let's instant repeal that. Thank you. You're welcome. Here we go. Now my lights are back on. Okay. So we've got a dining room back here. And it is a spacious room. You could have a party here, though. It is kind of designed where you could have more of a small family type party. Maybe you'd bring a couple of extra tables in for Thanksgiving or Christmas. So there's a lot of room there. I actually really like this room. I think it's great for a dining room. It's got these great kind of celestial kind of windows here. 2-story space, very nice. I'm gonna pull this tree out just a little bit because it is intersecting the wall. Pull this out here a little bit. That's better. And we'll draw it back down here. Now, so that is our, where is he now? He's still not going. Okay, let's turn the phone off. Wonder what he's up to. So let's check here. Super sad. Hot. He's hot. Let's change them into some summer clothes. For some reason, they are having a bit of an issue here moving. Give me just a second. Let's change his outfit first to summer clothes. And let's change Max's outfit to summer clothes. And then let's try resetting them. Okay, now they're moving. Now they are moving. Okay, well, we'll come back to that here in a minute. I'm sure that they can use that computer anyway, so it really doesn't matter, right? Right. Let's have him put the fire out, and then, as you can see, back to the dining room. Dining room has two ways out, okay? So the dining room, you can go off, to the right or to the left. We're going to go to the left. The left goes out here to the family room, and what I think of course, as the family kitchen, right? So we've got a sizable kitchen, though. I mean, it is an estate, but a sizable kitchen here for the family and a dining area. We'll have Reg come back here and make a drink real quick. Let's see here. Make his favorite drink. And let's have Grant try out this chair, make sure he can sit there. And maybe we'll get Max in here this time to sit in this chair. Then Max can try that video game, maybe. So there's Reg. He's going to make a drink. This is their family room, right? So it's a place to hang out and watch TV, have a drink, make drinks. There's a place back here to play some games, play some card games, right? There's also a chess table out here and a place to do a little grilling, place to set outside, and some gardening work, a lot of different activities for this family. Let's have Reg. Maybe we'll have him try out the video game system real quick, make sure it works. Lick block. We did the sectional here, which is, an old traditional build technique before we actually had sectionals. It's kind of merge a couple of sofas together. Nowadays, in order to keep it from having this sort of graphical stutter that comes with move objects on when you stick them together, you can use a tool mod to make one sofa just like a fraction of a % smaller. That actually fixes that. And that's why when I move it, you don't get that typical sort of move objects on stutter. This room is also a 2-story room, though, with a glass roof. So it also is supposed to give the impression that you are in a courtyard, right? A courtyard with buildings around it. And so there's kind of a little faux balcony here. The door to the teenager's room has, what do you call that? An awning over it, right? And a little window that looks out to the plaza. He's an artist, so he's got some of his art supplies out here. He's kind of commandeered this area for some extra room for his art. And down here, the idea really was to do the same thing with it being kind of a courtyard, because we've got some awnings here. This is supposed to look like a large balcony overlooking the plaza, stuff like that. Right. So those things all seem to work now. I've already tested some of this stuff, like this stuff out here I have already tested. There goes their little dog. You can see him there running, probably to play with Hooper. And I've tested all of the playground stuff, which we'll go over here in a minute when we do the outside. Now, we'll go up here to the second floor. Now on the second floor, oh, no, you know what? Let's do the other side. We'll do this side first. On the other side of the first floor, we have the master suite, right? The master suite of rooms, actually. Because when you come down from the main area here from this courtyard, you come down into a little sort of sunken living area. There's a place if they want to have something to eat or sit for a moment. There's a little living room here. Again, with the impression of kind of an outside space, right? And then we move here to the bedroom, which is really large. It's a very large bedroom. Place to sit again. The bed, naturally. And a place to kind of study or do, housework or whatever, kind of bills, play video games. We've got a dresser and we have a walk-in closet. I actually did kind of furnish this walk-in closet, with racks and a table with some clothes and some junk stored in here and stuff like that. The bathroom is sizable. Did a quick build thing here, creating a sort of floating counter for these sinks. Because they have a lot of health and beauty supplies, some extra towels, stuff like that as they're getting ready in the morning. And so I put those shelves in just using Move Objects on. I did use the tool mod to make this shelf a little bit smaller again, just slightly smaller, so you wouldn't see the stutter when it moves. They've got a jetted tub, of course, and a shower, and then the toilet here in the closet. So a pretty nice master suite. The master suite is downstairs from the younger kids' room and the gym. The gym is pretty basic. The gym is one of those rooms that's kind of like, well, we had this leftover room. What are we going to do with it? I know, let's put a gym in it, right? They've got a couple of significant pieces of gym equipment. Again, some towels, maybe some, I don't know, hand lotion, something. I don't know. And TV to watch while they're exercising because exercise is boring. And the closet here for this room, they just store extra junk in, right? Just becomes kind of a storage closet. And then we have this little bathroom, which really hasn't been decorated. Again, someone might use it, but chances are, even if they work out in this room, they're going to go back to the bathroom downstairs where their closet is, or, to shower, or go back to wherever, the teenager will go back to his room to shower. So, it's not really decorated. It does have a very cool little balcony, though, off the bathroom. I thought that was kind of a fun thing to add there. But, it's just for the gym. Who's using it? Who knows? Now, this is the younger kids' room. I really, really like this room. We've got here a balcony he can go out on. And since he had a balcony to go out on, I thought he needed a little house connected to the balcony, right? I've done this a lot with kids' rooms, and especially kids' rooms that are designed for an estate feel. And that is to create kind of a playhouse, within their room. Sometimes I'll use even like a half wall, so it gives more of an impression that it's actually a playhouse. In this case, I did use a full wall, but we could change it to a half wall easily, and all this stuff would still fit. I just didn't. So you've got kind of a little front yard here, right, with a street lamp and some landscaping. You've got your front door. You come into your little house here. He's got his living room, his dining room, got his friend. Maybe that's his roommate. Maybe his friend came to stay for the weekend. And then out here on his balcony, he has a place to sit with, again, some plants. Maybe there's his cat, his little cat, his bunny, stuff like that. Since this is the little kids' room, I always put the naked gnome in those rooms because little kids usually think it's hilarious. Nudity is hilarious. I think it's funny, especially when they're toddlers, right? Then next to this, we have, of course, the bathroom for this particular bedroom. Same setup. Now, this one, I did not yet put a toilet in or a light. Let's put a toilet and a light in here. Here we go. And we'll grab some toilet paper. I don't think I do have some towels in. No, yeah, I've got the towels in. This is his closet here, again, kind of connected with the ensuite. Normally, I would put a get together closet here. A place to sit down and put on shoes and stuff, and a mirror. So, all of this is pretty standard. Let me grab a light real quick. Before I forget, upload this thing without a light in the bathroom. Actually, you're probably always going to find at least one mistake in my builds, I'll be honest. What can I say? Only God is perfect, you guys. And though I'm very close, I'm not entirely perfect. This is the actual bedroom here. Of course, he's got bunk beds in case a friend comes over. Even though his parents have hung this framed art, right? framed some of the things he likes maybe when they moved in. He has put his own touches on things. He sleeps here in this upper bunk. He's put his own touches on things. He's hung some of his own pictures, his own postcards. Over here, I like to think he took this picture here. He took that down, set it on the floor, and put this in its place, right? Because this is his room. He wants it to be his way. He has, a science center and a computer, but he also still has a toy box because he's still little. He's still kind of young. He's in between that age, right? Getting towards preteen years, but he's still young. He still likes his toys, even though he also likes his video games. So we will pull back here a little bit, take an overhead look at this. Like I said, my favorite part of this room is the little playhouse area. I love doing those for kids. And I think that it works really well here, especially to have that sort of setup. But the room itself is also, it's pretty, it's cute for a kid. On the other side, we have the teenager's room. Now, the teenager's room here, it's messy. He doesn't want any furniture. He doesn't want a living room out here. He doesn't care about having a living room. His parents put a couple of chairs in here. He doesn't care. He's got his art going on. He's got some stuff, just kind of thrown in here. He insisted on putting these cabinets in. He needed storage for his art supplies, right? Much to his parents' dismay, he just throws these against the window, right? Covers all that up. He's not concerned about that. So he's got a bathroom, though. His bathroom is set up well. And then here in his own room, again, he's hung some of his own stuff up, stuff like that. He's got just some art supplies dropped there, art stuff dropped over here. I could have crammed even more stuff in here, really. And if I was using all the packs, I would have put a lot more stuff in here because he's an artist, right? So he has a lot of different ideas going on. He likes a lot of different things. As it was with Base Game, I kind of left it like this. There is a pride flag here. Now, whether he's just a supporter or actually gay, who knows? Well, his parents are gay. He has two dads. So right off the bat, we're going to say he's a supporter, right? He's an ally. He loves his dad. So naturally, he's going to have that hanging there as well. Got a couple of chests here, probably holding more art supplies, more stuff. He didn't put his clothes away. So, his dad's threw the basket here with his clean laundry already folded for him right there. He's not put that away. He's just going to leave it there and grab what's on top when it's time to go to school. And like I said, out here, he commandeered a few more things, right? Actually, I need to put this camera, put this in here on his table, maybe. He's commandeered this area where he can paint, hang out. It's got a lot of natural light. So he's the one that commandeered that area. And that is the family side of the house, which leaves us, of course, with the exterior. Now, up front, we already have, kind of this public motor court. I put, a little bit of kind of terraced sort of landscaping in here. A few works of art. They are, wealthy. They're patrons of the art. We got a few pieces outdoors. This piece, kind of tucked back over here. Again, if I had every single pack, I might have put a few more pieces out here. As it is, I don't have every pack to work with because it's Base Game only. I do have every pack, but I don't have every pack to work with. So we've just got a couple of pieces of art. I did some decor here kind of for the front yard of the guest house with, a fountain. And then over here for the parents' bedroom by the desk, I put a little bird bath, did a little sort of landscaping stuff over here as well. Off here in the backyard, we have what I think of as a resort-style pool. It is really large. It is meant both for the family and for entertaining because it is a large, pretty grand space. I don't know why I'm still in build mode. I don't need to be. We'll go out here. I created these sort of like dancing fountains, right? Like a waterfall fountain where it spills over kind of from place to place, kind of, what would you call it? Shoots over, from place to place and into the pool, right? I couldn't put diving boards or anything else for the pool because I don't have anything but Base Game to work with, but I think it looks pretty. And we don't have all the water choices that we have with all the packs with just Base Game. So I did the inside the pool. I can't go down because I'm not in build mode. Let me go to build mode here. And we'll go down. I did the inside the pool with a blue wall and a blue bottom. So that way from the top, it looks just a little more intense, a very intense sort of blue, very pretty color, right? We got some lounge chairs out here, and we've got a great seating area under this sort of pergola sort of cover here, overlooking gorgeous Del Sol and the Pacific Ocean, or whatever it's called in The Sims, right? So we've got that seating out here. On this side, I created a extra long dining area, again, because this would work for parties and events as well. And then there's a bit of a glitch going on here, and I'm just hoping. Here's my hope. My hope is that when the glitch gets fixed, this will all go to normal. Right? Is that an unreasonable hope? Maybe. But when I use these elevated sort of platforms, somehow it lifted up the railing part of the half walls, and it wasn't like this a little while ago. I don't know when this happened, but it has been doing that. It has been doing that. Even I see it's not doing it here right now, so I don't think it's all the time. I don't know what's influencing it, but I'm hoping it goes back to normal. Good news is The Sims. The last I knew, they would still use this hot tub. Let's have Reg just go in there and skinny dip real quick. But that is a glitch. That's a glitch. That's not a build technique. That is not something I'd like, ooh, won't this be cool? No, it's some sort of glitch. And like I said, it comes and goes in different areas because it didn't used to be here. But I've seen it on this sort of before too, where it is up a little bit. I don't know. We'll make sure that Reg can actually use this thing. I think he can. Hurry up, Reg. Let's speed up over here. There he goes. He's going to get on in that thing naked. It's his house. There's nobody around. Nobody can see. So that's that side. Over here, you've just got a couple of formal garden areas. And another area, this is kind of the family outdoor space over here again, where you have like the purely family area, right? They also use the pool area, but this is the purely family area. This is where they're going to do a little grilling. This is where they're going to hang out on their patio. This is also where if they just want to come and kind of sit, kind of enjoy the view, they sit here, right? Hang out on that bench. And then we're going to get to what is kind of the... Oh, thank you, T. This world is actually Del Sol. Hopefully I didn't miss you by too much. Hopefully you're still watching it this time. I try to check chat every so often. This world is Del Sol. It comes with the Get Famous pack. Now, everything on this lot is just base game, although there's not a 64 by 64 lot in base game. If you like the lot and you don't have Get Famous, but you have, say, Get Together, right? Get Together as a 64 by 64 lot, you could put this, in Windenburg, and everything would be exactly as you see it. But this particular world here is Del Sol. Del Sol from Get Famous. Now we're going to move over here to the side to the kids' play area. I put in some sort of little playground stuff here for them. A place where the parents might sit while they're playing, kind of hang out. And for kids, it's pretty easy with the base game. They have some pretty sizable things to use outdoors for play. For toddlers, they really don't. I didn't have anything for toddlers to use outdoors. There's my little toddler there, Hooper. So I created what I consider, this is like Hooper's, actually I told him to change his clothes. Let's change his clothes here before he starts crying. This, the play area here, I call Hooper's Valley, right? And we made a sort of fantasy sort of area where is he done playing? He needs amusement. Good, come over here and play. We're going to come and play with his dolls here. I made a sort of fantasy valley with, a forest surrounding his castle. It's this little bear hiding in the forest, a little dragon in the trees. And there is an even more mysterious part of the forest, right? Down through this area here, where he comes around here, passes this little sort of elven community where Baby Yoda lives with little elves. Down at this end, you've got what I think of as the hermit's house, right? The hermit lives here in this old log, kind of like maybe a hobbit hermit or something lives in there. And then down at this end, you have a sort of old temple, obviously a temple to the Sims, but kind of an old temple, in this part of the forest. So Hooper, he walks through this mysterious forest, scary part of the forest, right? And he comes upon this dragon, right? But Hooper will tell you that that's actually a good dragon. That's a friendly dragon. And so, let me try this again. He's saying he's having trouble. I've actually already play tested this, but he's having trouble with the fireflies. So I'm going to need to look at that real quick. At night, there are fireflies all through this, but they do cause some routing issues. So we're going to have to take a look here. Hello, Marika maybe sounds more right. Marika, we'll go with Marika. Hello, how are you? Thank you. I'm glad you like the build. We're looking at Hooper's part of the build now. This is his little fantasy forest area where he can come outside and play. He's having some routing issues with the fireflies, and I'm gonna guess maybe it's this one. It shouldn't be. Let's pull it back a little bit. We've got one here and here. Let's pull that back a little bit. I mean, I don't think that should be an issue. I play tested this on my laptop actually before I moved it over to my desktop, and it was fine. Let's have him try going there first. No, come over here, Hooper. Let's see. Let's go this route. Now that's kind of weird. Let's try this again. Says you can't get there. This is why we playtest. I swear though I did playtest this already. Actually, on my laptop, but he's got to go potty. Let's get him going here. See if I can figure out what's wrong. A minute ago, he said it was the fireflies were a problem. Speed that up so I can get going here. Says he can't get there. How about out here? Can you go out here? Okay. Can we go over here? Can we go here? Yeah. Can we go here? Yes. Okay, so he can go to all those places. Okay, let's try again. Can he give him a hug? I can. Okay, so he can give him a hug now. Let's see here. He's angry. Hey, okay, let's fix him real quick too. Let's make him happy again. There we go. Okay, so now it's working, at least from that standpoint. Can you go here? Okay, yeah, and maybe. Can you go here? I mean, so I don't know what his problem there was for a second. Let's see, can you go here? How about here? Here? Over here? Yeah, I mean, he's basically going like he's supposed to. I mean, there's a lot of stuff crammed in a small area here to give this childlike feel to it. But he should, in theory, he should walk along this little path, and then he gets to the dragon. It's really a good dragon. He just and he's just looking for a friend, this dragon. And so Hooper comes and gives him a hug and then talks to him, right? So there he goes. Okay, so see that's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do. He comes over here, he gives him a big hug. He's his friend. They're good friends. And we'll see here. And he's going to start talking to him. Yeah, okay. So now it's working for me better. His dad probably ought to come and clean him up. Do. Change diaper. and clean him up. So anyway, that's his part. That's basically kind of the end of this build. Again, we have a little gardening area out here. Someone can put to use if they want. Max's or Hooper's brother Max has his place to play. Max will also play with him over here in kind of the secret forest area or Hooper's Valley. That's what I've been calling it, Hooper's Valley, because this is all for Hooper. I had a really great time building this part. This was probably my favorite part of this entire build. It was the most technically challenging, of course, getting things to the exact right area. And it was the part that took the most kind of imagination to build. I especially really liked doing this area for Baby Yoda, right? So he's got his own little sort of, I don't know, house out here. There's a chicken, there's a duck, right? And their little yard. And I just really, for some reason, really like this temple, right? This sort of temple hidden back in the forest. And in fact, I'm going to go here and see if we change this to nighttime, will we get, yeah, see now you can kind of see the fireflies, you know, coming out. So it gives it a little bit of a magical appearance to have, you know, all these fireflies around this particular build. And that's really my favorite part of it. And it was actually the last part I did was that part. So let's go here. Have Max come and play. And that's it. So we're going to take this build and we're going to move it to a 50 by 50 lot, because even though this is a base game only build, it's not on a base game only lot, right? It works if you have maybe you have an expansion pack that has a 64 by 64 lot and you want to make sure that this will work on your 64 by 64 lot. Well, it will, because everything in it is base game. And then you can add things from that expansion pack or other packs you have as you want. You know, you can swap things in and out. But we are going to move this to a 50 by 50 lot so that someone who only has the base game could also use it and also play with it. We're going to lose part of it. Unfortunately, most of this exterior stuff, right? The pool area, the driveway, and this playground area, we will lose, and that is too bad. I suppose I might actually upload this as a room so that it could be placed on a park lot somewhere, like in Willow Creek or Oasis Springs. I might do something like that, you know, at some point. But for now, we're going to go ahead and upload this to the gallery. I think it's done. I think it's the way I like it. You know, let's just go with it, right? Let's see here. Let's change our daylight though to broad daylight, nice and bright. And we'll save this here. I guess I've never made a description for it. Less than $1 million. That's not bad. See here. And then bedroom wise, I guess it's got like 5 bedrooms really, and a bunch of bathrooms, a bunch of toilets, right? I can't think of anything else to write there. It's a base game asset lot, base game only, Spanish Revival. State. And I think that's it. We're going to leave it at that. We're going to go ahead and upload it. See if anybody is interested. See if they like it. We'll connect here. We'll overwrite. And that does it, right? We have shared the Hacienda Petito, which is a little bit of a joke. I know that means like small hacienda or small house, but that's my little joke. I was thinking in terms of The cottages, at Newport, Rhode Island, if you're familiar with those, they are sort of grand mansions from Gilded Age, the Gilded Age here in America. And they used to refer to them as cottages, right? The people that live there. So I referred to this as the Hacienda Petito because it's so massive. Okay, so let's head over to another. This is another base game estate I did. This is a modern base game estate that is a 50 by 50 lot here in Oasis. We're going to bulldoze that and put this Spanish Revival one on there instead. So we're going to take a look here. Once we get there. And we're going to have to adapt it a little bit. Obviously, we're going to have to trim off like 14 squares, right? 14 squares on this side, 14 squares on this side, and we'll be left with 50 by 50. We basically be trimming a little bit off all the way around. The structure itself, when I started building this, yes, I chose a 64 by 64 lot. It did occur to me pretty quickly, like, oh yeah, there's no 64 by 64 lots in the base game. So the structure really was kind of planned to accommodate a 50 by 50 lot for the structure. But this, we could look at this real quick. This is my base game modern, though, that I did, I don't know when, a little bit ago. You can see here, modern estate, huge number of people can join you for dinner. Kind of a conservatory, a sort of family room over here, kitchen, some staff quarters. Whoops. Also, garage here, another garage. Pool area, of course, got a nice pool area over here. And then on the second floor, we've got 3 family bedrooms, ensuite with ensuite baths. So this was a very cool, I loved this modern look, for the desert, right? But we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to bulldoze it. Let's go in here. Let's make it daytime again. Bulldoze this lot like so. And we're going to create a 50 by 50 version of that house. So let's go here. Go to Hacienda Petito, furnished. Now, let's zoom out here. We're going to have a very delicate job here, kind of getting this onto this lot as best we can. We might have to try it once or twice. I think this will do it. Maybe. Let's try it. See if I lost any walls. And insufficient funds. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. We should have enough money now. Let's try it. It's a big lot. It might take you a little bit of time to place, as you can see. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, the structure, I got it a little bit off here. I'm going to go in and move it. I am going to go in and place it again. And this side I knew I'd probably have to fix a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and go in and place it again and place it a little bit further back on this lot. And then we'll fix some of the issues we've got there. We'll fix a few of those so that it looks like a proper house. We have this. Okay, and there. Now, I think that fits as it is. Like I said, we're gonna have to fix this a little bit. We're gonna have to fix that a little bit. But let's give it a shot. Let's see what we've got here this time. Do. Okay, so that worked a whole lot better. As you can see, we didn't lose that wall that time. We even got some of the landscaping in here. Back here at the back, we will adapt. We might adapt this garage area a little bit. I don't know exactly what we'll do. Probably turn this into like an elevated kind of walking area. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. And then back here, we're going to have to alter this stuff a little bit. But it's not too bad. There's not a lot of stuff we'll have to do back here. There is no pool now, of course. Okay. And we'll have to alter these areas a little bit. But it's really, it fit pretty well. This is our biggest issue, but this really isn't an issue. This is going to be remarkably easy to adapt. So I feel like, right off the bat, we're in a pretty good spot with this build for a 50 by 50 lot, base game only, right? So let's take a look here and see kind of what we got going here. We'll move this into the house, first of all. That there. There. Oh, what's wrong with that lamp? Come on. Let's try it this way. It is not wanting to deal with that elevator floor. We're going to move this over anyway. We're going to move this picture over anyway. And we're going to see if that lamp will go there now. It will go there now. It is cooperating now. So there we go. We've got the lamp in place. We've got our sort of like, decorative plants in place, right? Maybe move those just a little bit. I'm going to turn this that way. We'll put this here. Like so. Okay, so let's do this side. Same thing. We're going to move this picture over. We're going to move this chair over. We're going to move this lamp over. And these cactuses. I think that's good. Put that there. Okay, so that fixed the furniture. Then we'll go in here and we're going to draw our walls back into place. Like so. Pretty easy. Throw the paint back on. And we'll grab these windows over here and put those back into place. Oh, let's see here. I can't remember exactly how many I had here. Probably like this. Yeah. Whoops. And then we'll grab our celestial type window over here. Put it on top. And that takes care of that. So, right off the bat, we've pretty much fixed it, right? We've pretty much got that wall fixed. We'll put this trim on there. We could, we can always tinker around the landscaping a little bit here if we want to. I think I will a little. The first thing I'm going to do is, even though this is the desert, I'm going to go ahead and put the green terrain paint back in. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. Okay, come on. There we go. It's really not as vibrant as one. Let's try this one. That's not too bad. And we'll go back over here. Kind of tough, kind of screwing with me. I think that's done. I think it's all done. I think all the exposed areas are done. Okay, so we'll put the terrain paint back in place. Let's see. We've got this kind of weird little chair table out here. I think I'll put this chair here with the table, to play chess. And we'll put maybe this table here. And since we have a much smaller patio now, we'll go ahead and take off, make it just a table for two. One thing we'll do also is we'll keep, one of these kind of here. And we'll put that there. Maybe put a chair here. And we'll frame all this back in, like so. Let me drop down here, grab these ceiling fans, move them closer in. Now, one thing I did with these ceiling fans is take these little kind of puck lights, set them right there. That way, now the ceiling fan looks like it is providing some sort of light. Okay, there we go. And down here, what are we going to do? Before we had it kind of closed in. We're gonna close it in again, like just this far, right? We're going to do just this far. And we're going to put the color back on it. Inside and out. And we'll grab these, put those, in there. Like so. Now, the only real problem here is there's no way to put a staircase there. So what I think I'll do is move these here. Take that out. And let's grab that, right? Let's move that. And then let's try putting stairs here. it'll it'll work. It'll work like this, right? It'll work like this. Come on. But it's not, it doesn't want to work the other way. So now, of course, we can take this out like that. And we'll take that out. And we can do it like this, you know. Okay, it's not my ideal. It's not exactly what I want there, but it will work, and it will enable us to put this on a 50 by 50 lot. So we're going to put this here, and we'll put this here to kind of frame it out, right? Give it a look. And then all along this stretch here, I think we'll go ahead and we'll just extend. We're going to put the wall all the way across. Like so. And the big question is, do we do it? Let's do it like this. Put these two together like that. Yeah. And then we'll put, you know, the chair kind of in the middle. And we'll go ahead and keep this table right there. Put that in the middle. Like so. Okay, so that pretty much fixes that. We will go ahead and we'll take these starter hedges, though. Let's switch, make it easier on ourselves to this. I think I'm going to leave that part of that garden like that. Take this off. And kind of do it like that. So we have a kind of a smaller expanse there. I don't even want to look at that yet. I'm going to have to give this a moment before I come and tackle that. But yeah, that gives us an idea of where we're going, like that. Now let's see here. I think go ahead and put a few more of these out. Like so. And we'll go ahead and just bring this terracotta walkway all the way down. Down here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just, you know, throw in some more hedges, right? Kind of dress that up again. And I had some, you know, I had some of these trees here, but I don't, maybe I didn't have any there. Now that I think about it. So on the other end I did, but I think they were here, maybe. I think though I'm going to put them here this time. I'm going to pull that out just ever so slightly. Okay, so that kind of dresses that up. And we're going to go ahead. Kind of put that there. Actually, let's put it like that. Okay, so that kind of dresses up our landscaping back over on this side again. It looks pretty good, not too bad. And we might, I guess we could go ahead and put these apple blossoms here. So they kind of, stick over too. Grab one more. Okay, so that is going to be kind of our look. I don't know if I need any cedar trees on this part here or not. Decisions. I'm going to say yes. Let's go ahead and do them real quick. Let's go ahead and just stick them on there real quick. It is kind of a, a nice look. Let's go ahead and put those down. Okay. Now on this side with this landscaping, that actually still came out pretty well. I don't think we need to worry about that at all. It looks a little wonky right here. But not really that bad. I mean, it looks pretty good. That looks good. That's good. Now we've got the garage. So we've got this garage. We've got a walkway leading to the garage. The garage is going to be kind of a tough point here. I just don't know what to do with it. Let's just start by lowering these things down. While I think about it, Okay, let me lower those down. So, I mean, one thing I could do is maybe like lower this down to the ground so it at least looks a little more realistic. Lower the platform all the way down. Or I just leave it. I don't know that it's that big a deal. It's not a real garage. It's not a functioning garage. We don't have anything like that in game. And I did it just to have a garage to put stuff in, right? So, Okay, let's see here. What if I... Oh, okay. We actually can't lower that platform because it brings everything down, and I don't want to do that. So, okay. We're just going to leave it. That's all there is to it. We're just going to leave it. I wonder if I can put a ladder there. Let's try that. Can I put a ladder there instead of stairs? Bottom of the ladder is off the lot, so I guess the answer is no. Okay, we're going to move that in, though. Take that off. And we're going to flatten that out. Hook that up there. And we will go ahead and put some stairs in here, and then this back area will just be done, right? Let's put that up there so that people can get up and down if they want to. And we'll call that done. We're going to throw in just a little bit of landscaping here, mostly by using these hedges again. Now, hopefully those don't bleed through the wall. Do they bleed through the wall? They don't seem to, so that's good. And we'll come back here and look at this area. So we've got... I'm going to go ahead and take out that thing all together, because whatever you want to call it, take those out. And we will flatten that down to nothing. Let's put in some terrain paint back here. Did that work? Didn't work a minute ago, I guess. Oh yeah, it did. It worked that time. Okay. Let's change that. And we're going to try to put some stairs here. Will they fit? I don't know. We're going to check. Let's see here. Wait. There we go. And in fact, I'm going to pull this across like that. Yeah. That works pretty well. Actually, that looks pretty good. I like that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll grab this railing here, put it into place. This will be a small fountain here. Right now, it's kind of a dome fountain and a jet together. So that'll be great. We'll just leave that as is. We're going to leave this open as well. Just kind of an open promenade there. And that pretty much does it. That pretty much turns that 64 by 64 lot into a 50 by 50 lot estate, because all of the interior stuff is fine. Nothing moved except for that few dining room pieces that we put back into place. And it was just all this sort of exterior perimeter stuff. And, dealing with the fact that there's not a pool now, of course. I suppose you could put, this could be redesigned as more of a closed-in courtyard with walls here at the front, put a pool here maybe for the family, but I don't think there's any real reason to. One thing I might do with this in the future is build a basement and put a pool in the basement. Maybe, something like that. But for now, I do think it looks good, and I think it's pretty much done. Done as a 50 by 50 lot that can be used literally anywhere, right? Anywhere. Just even if you just have just the base game, it's good to go. Let's go in here. Hacienda Petito, 50 by 50. Five bedrooms, bunch of toilets. Whoops. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and upload that right up. See what we've got. We will overwrite it. And that does it. Okay, that does it. I put it up there. Let's see here. How's that doing so far? Well, three people like the original. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and actually showcase that. The Petite Hacienda. If I can get in there. Come on. The gallery. The gallery takes a little bit of time. Sometimes I may not be able to do it. I may just skip it until later and go in later and showcase it because it doesn't seem like it wants to do it right. Oh, there we go. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, let's see. Now let's go back here. Here we go. That's 50 by 50. I'd like to do the 64 by 64. Showcase it. And I'm going to put here in comments. Okay, that'll be there for a little while. And let's close it. Close that. Okay, so there we go. That is the Hacienda Petito for a 50 by 50 lot. I really do like this. I think that it's great for Oasis. And it does fit really well. I mean, the entire structure is still here, so everything that's in the structure still exists. Yeah, there's no pool, there's no kids' playground, but otherwise, the home itself is is perfect. Fits really, really well. I'm so happy that, I was trying to make sure it would fit on 50 by 50 while I was designing the structure. Luckily, it does. So that's good. That's good. Well, that's the end of this stream for today. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify if you have enjoyed the stream. There'll be more coming later. In fact, I'm going to do another tour later of the fantasy save builds. We're going to look at Fae Crest. We're going to look at Magnolia Promenade. That is a fantastic set of builds. It's a fantastic save file where Little Red Riding Sim from Twitter has assembled all of these builds that are fantasy builds. Obviously, Fae Crest today is going to be fairies, right? We've already done like a sci-fi, the Oasis Spaceport, and we did Willow Creek, which was I don't remember. It was like gnomes. It was Gnome Creek was what it was called. It was gnomes. That's the word I'm looking for. So that was the theme. So we're going to do Fae Crest today and Magnolia Promenade later today. But, you can check those other tours out on my channel here or join me later to see that. You don't want to miss that file. It's really, really, really incredible. So much work went into it by so many different people. You can find her, in fact, like I said, Little Red Riding Sim on Twitter. She has the Patreon where that save file is located, linked, and pinned at the top of her Twitter page, right? And there's no charge, even though it's a Patreon account and it's on a Patreon file. There's no charge to download it. It's free, and so you can go in, download it, add it to your game. It's absolutely incredible. In the meantime, though, thank you for watching today, and hopefully I will see you later.